A Catholic priest published a column that opens with a mock confession. It has been a week since my last column. I have expressed hatred toward the old Latin Mass. That's Jesuit Father Thomas Reese, and this wasn't a one-time outburst. His writing on this goes back years, and it reveals exactly how some influential voices inside the Church actually talk about the traditional Latin Mass when they think traditionalists aren't listening. Let's understand who's writing this. Father Thomas Reese is an American Jesuit, former editor-in-chief of America magazine, and a senior analyst for Religion News Service. He's not a fringe figure. President Obama appointed him to the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom in 2014, and he later chaired that commission. In his column, structured as a fake confession, Reese calls the traditional Latin Mass a zombie, writing, "We thought it was dead, but it keeps coming back." He says he doesn't hate the people who attend it, claiming that with better catechesis, "I think they would appreciate the new liturgy instead." Reese explains he actually grew up loving the old Mass himself, and spent his early years as a Jesuit novice immersed in it, before embracing the new Mass under obedience in 1969. So, why does Reese frame his own history this way? Because he pointedly asks why so-called conservatives aren't equally obedient to the popes who promoted the vernacular liturgy, the way he says he was. But then his column takes a sharper turn, straight at Pope Benedict XVI. Reese criticizes a 1998 English Mass translation from the International Commission on English in the Liturgy, which he says Cardinal Ratzinger rejected, accusing the future pope of telling English speakers how to pray in their own language. This isn't new territory for Reese either. Back in April 2021, months before Pope Francis even issued Traditionis Custodes, Reese had already written, "The Church needs to be clear that it wants the unreformed liturgy to disappear." So, has his position softened at all since then? Not according to his own words. In a July 2026 column, Reese went even further, writing that seminarians who prefer the traditional Latin Mass should not be ordained, and calling for the older rite to be banned on major feasts like Christmas, Holy Week, and Easter entirely. Here's what makes this notable. Reese also admits something revealing in his column. He says he's jealous of the TLM promoters, describing them as small in number but remarkably well organized, receiving what he calls a huge amount of attention from the bishops and the media, while those pushing for further liturgical changes feel ignored. That's a rare admission from someone this openly hostile to tradition, that despite years of dismissive columns, the traditional Latin Mass keeps drawing exactly the attention he resents. Whatever you make of Father Reese's columns, they're a reminder that the debate over the Latin Mass isn't just happening in Vatican documents. It's playing out openly in Catholic media, year after year. What's your reaction to a priest publicly writing that he hates the Mass many Catholics find their deepest connection to Christ through? Tell me in the comments, and subscribe for more coverage on this ongoing debate.